Hi, Teri here from Stamping Magic. Welcome back to my channel. Today's project is this card. I've used the Birds and Branches stamp set together with the Birds and More coordinating dies. Because of the colours I've used, I would say this is a more masculine card, but you could use more feminine colours if you want to. So let's get started. These are all the measurements you need for all the elements required to create this project. So if you are interested in reproducing it, you can take a screenshot and refer to it later. This is the Birds and Branches stamp set. I'll be using all 4 of the bird images, both the smaller feet and one of the larger, the smaller branch, the foliage and the little flower. I'll also be using a few of the new ink colours. To start with, Cinnamon Cider and Bumblebee. I'm going to stamp on a small scrap of Whisper White normal weight cardstock, and I'm starting with the birds. Now the more detailed image for both of them will be stamped using Cinnamon Cider, and then the block image will be in Bumblebee. And I just need to line this up over the top of the first image and stamp down. I need to stamp 3 of the flowers, and these will be in Bumblebee ink, and the feet will be in Cinnamon Cider. I have a Whisper White mat for inside the card, and I'm going to stamp this in the bottom left corner. Starting with the branch and Cinnamon Cider, I'm going to start building my image from the bottom up. Now I'm going to add the little feet and legs, again in Cinnamon Cider. Then the more detailed portion of the bird, again in cinnamon. Now I can add the block bird, which is in Bumblebee ink. And then finally I can add the foliage, and I'm going to use Bumblebee for this as well. I have a small strip of Cinnamon Cider cardstock, and this is as wide as my card base, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment on this. Now the sentiment comes from the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set, and I'm going to stamp it in Versamark ink. And then I can cover with white embossing powder. And then melt the powder with my heat tool. I'll be using the coordinating Birds and More dies to die cut all my stamped elements. I'll also be using the large circular die to cut my aperture. For this card, I'm going to use a panel of Just Jade cardstock. Now I'm going to position the die so there's an even border at the sides and the top of this panel, and then I can run it through my die cutting machine. And this is how it will look. Next, I'm going to emboss it using the Woodland embossing folder. Now when you add it to the folder, make sure you add it so the branches are facing the right way. And I'm just going to position mine so I've got a part tree on each edge, and then I can run it through. And again, this is how it should look. My card base is in Cinnamon Cider, and this is half a standard sheet of card scored in the middle and folded to create a portrait card. Then I've got my Just Jade front panel, and I'm going to layer that onto some of the new in colour 6-inch designer series paper, and this is in Bumblebee, and you can use any design that you like. Then I have the panel for inside my card, my sentiment strip, and then my die cut elements. I'm going to finish off the card by adding some of our basic rhinestones to the centre of the flowers. And that's it. My card's now finished. And here's another quick look at my original one. Now this one, the card base was in early espresso. The paper and the contrast colour was so saffron, and the front panel was garden green. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Bye for now.